So it's actually been a while I did this last, and I'm so excited to bring it back again. I mean, the daily market watch, outlook, analysis, forecast, and every other thing in between, just to make sure that you are taking good advantage of the opportunities in the market. So without further ado, I'm going to start. And if you pay really close attention to every detail I'm going to outline here, this is going to help you make money today, tomorrow, a day after tomorrow, and maybe entirely this week at large. So just pay really close attention. That's all you need to do, nothing more. And if you found this video helpful at the end of the day, and if this is your first time coming across this channel, do well to subscribe and you won't regret it. So without further ado, like I said, let's go. So we're going to start with gold. This is 30 minutes chart window of gold, and let me start from the daily. So here is the daily. As we can see, we're still in this uptrend and we don't have any divergence yet. I mean, from here to here, comparing the two, you can see there is no divergence, which means that most likely we might just see gold make this correction here, which is, I think it's kind of near its due season. Make this correction here, which is this, form this running flat, hopefully, and the uptrend continues. So here is the thing to look out for. Now I've given you the daily overview of what I'm expecting from gold, but that doesn't mean that the move will start from now or start from today. It just means that you should always anticipate that move, even as you see buy opportunities to get into the long positions. Just bear it in mind that at any point in time, maybe this week, we are going to see that move. That's just what you need to bear in mind. Now, with that being said, I'm going to jump over to the 4 hours and show you things more clearly. And from that, we can go to the 1 hour, scale down to the 30 minutes and scale down to the 15 minutes. So let's go to the 4 hours. So if you take a look at the 4 hours right here, this is the 4 hours chart window. This is the high right here. Looking at this is the right high here. Every other top is been breaking the tops has been diverging here, meaning that this move might just be ending very soon, and we might see that push downwards to complete this flat. Remember what I showed you just a moment ago on the daily time frame. So now scaling down to the 1 hour time frame, this is also what we have. You can see we broke this previous stop here, but then we had divergence here. You can see that, right? And that gets to show you that we are most likely in the last phase of this move before we get that move. Now note we are in an uptrend, but before we continue that uptrend, we should have this move, okay, before we continue. Or if we're not getting that move, we should have another correction here, something like this, before we continue. So whichever one it is going to be, we don't know yet, if it's going to be this or something like this, but we will see. So now your trade on gold is this. Let's go down to the 30 minutes time frame and I'll show you what you need to know. So here is your trade opportunity on gold. As for the moment, as for this time I am recording this video, gold still has a buy possibility. Let me mark this out. There's still a possibility for a buy setup on gold, which is this. Which is this impulse and this correction. So whenever this will stop, it will come back for this. This eventually becomes a flat and we'll see this push. Now that's your trade. Now how far this move will go, I don't know, and nobody really knows. But again, while you're buying, bear in mind that at some point we're going to have gold either form another bigger correction here to continue, or we have gold complete that move at the back there and see goes up. So bear that in mind. So as you buy, make sure you're protecting your capital and moving your stops accordingly. Not really too tightly where you're going to lose trades unnecessarily, but make sure you're moving your stops. So if this should reverse any moment unexpectedly, you don't get hurt that much. Okay, so that's it for gold trade for today, and hopefully for the rest of this week, because you never can tell, it might just be in something like this for the whole of today, this being something like this for the whole of today, and you never know how complex this can be. You can end up having something complex here which will end up lasting for 2, 3, 4 days before we finally get this. You can't possibly tell how big this will be, but we always and will always start from the simplest form of the corrections, and then when it starts getting complicated and complex, we'll start looking deeply into it. But then for the meantime, this is what I see here and go. So from the 15 minutes time frame or 5 minutes time frame, no, let's go to the 5 minutes time frame. From the 5 minutes time frame, this can actually be your trade. Yeah, I think this will do this, come here and do this. Hopefully we get this. So you have a 1 correction, 1 correction, 1. This here can actually be your trade. This one, not this buy. I don't have anything to do with this, because breaking this stop, it might not go far before we start getting this. So but this can actually be your trade. I mean this. So let's just say allow this to happen, because this will give you a gauge on what to do. So allow this to happen and your trend line can come. I don't know how far that will go, but I don't think it can be this far. It may, I'm not sure, but let's just say it does something like this. Let's just say it does something like this. Let's use this. So it does something like this. This becomes your trade. I mean this becomes your trade. So because you're gunning for this, and then impulse a flag, this becomes your buy. So you have a good opportunity to have a possible sell catch here and a buy catch. So which one would you go for? Can you catch both of them? Are you going to miss both of them? It's all left for you to decide. But just keep your eyes on the chart and you will be able to catch these things. Now note that the chart might not work exactly the way I have drawn on them, but it is your responsibility to figure out when we are having that impulse and when we are still in the correction phase. Okay, so that is it for gold, and I wouldn't waste much time on this particular recording. I'll go for US oil, I'll go US 30, NAS 100, and I'll go for S&P 500. I think that will be all for today. So